How to use your intuition to outsmart everyone else in the room. Brought to you by Lux von Zollern, the maker of exclusive garments for successful women, available at the website lvzprestige.com. Think Lux von Zollern when you wish to amplify your executive impact in high-stakes business environments. Trusting your inner genius. So, you want to rise above the cutthroat, shark-infested waters of corporate life and make moves like a true mastermind? Well, here's a little secret. Your intuition can be your secret weapon. Yes, that little voice in your head, the one that whispers, something's off, or this feels like a gold mine. That's not just your imagination running wild. That's your inner genius giving you a little nudge. And trust me, it's a nudge you should follow. But let's be clear. Intuition is not just about some cosmic, gut feeling that strikes when you're deciding whether to order sushi or Mexican for lunch. Although, don't get me wrong, that's important too. In the ruthless world of office politics, high-stakes meetings, and mind games, intuition is your stealthy, silent ally. It's the hidden edge you can use to outsmart, outmaneuver, and ultimately outshine your colleagues, even if they have way more experience than you. So, let's break this down. How do you harness that instinctual superpower to your advantage? Read the room like a professional detective. Have you ever walked into a meeting and immediately sensed that something was off? Maybe someone's acting weird, or there's an undercurrent of tension that no one's talking about. Here's the thing. Your intuition is like the world's most expensive, high-tech detective gadget. The trick is to use it. Start by observing. Don't just focus on the person speaking. Notice how people are reacting to each other, body language, micro-expressions, the tone of voice. Intuition works best when it has information to work with. If someone's suddenly avoiding eye contact, or if there's a lot of fidgeting, your inner detective is picking up on those clues. So, when everyone else is busy nodding their heads, quietly tapping into your gut instincts can give you a huge advantage. It's like knowing a plot twist before the movie's even halfway through. And if you're wondering how to get better at reading people, well, practice makes perfect. Get into the habit of observing interactions, even casual ones. The more you do it, the sharper your intuition will get. Soon enough, you'll be able to spot a hidden agenda or a potential opportunity from a mile away. Sherlock Holmes? Yeah, he's got nothing on you. Trust your gut, even when everyone else says you're wrong. Let's say you're in a meeting. Everyone is nodding along, agreeing with whatever the boss says, and you have that gut feeling that something isn't right. Maybe the proposal sounds great on paper, but something's off in your stomach. Your intuition is trying to tell you that you're missing something important. Here's where most people falter. They ignore it. They either don't trust their gut or feel pressure to just go along with the crowd. But not you. You, my dear, are going to listen to that little voice. Because, in the corporate world, being the only person who speaks up can be your ticket to success. Why? Because you're showing that you can think independently and that you're willing to stand up for your beliefs, even if it means going against the flow. Now, that doesn't mean you should throw a tantrum in the middle of the meeting and start shouting, "I know what you're doing," like some over-the-top movie villain. No, you can raise a red flag subtly, offering a fresh perspective or asking questions that no one else thought to ask. That's how you build credibility, not by blindly agreeing, but by using your gut to ask the tough questions. And trust me, people will start noticing. Separate logic from emotion, but don't overthink it. Here's the trick. Intuition isn't about letting your emotions rule the decision-making process. It's about separating your emotions from logic. Confused? Don't be. Here's an example. Imagine you're offered a major project that could skyrocket your career. Your immediate emotional reaction might be excitement, or maybe even panic if you're thinking, "I have no idea how I'm going to pull this off." But take a beat, breathe, and tap into your intuition. That fluttering feeling in your stomach? Is it anxiety from doubt? Or is it excitement about taking on a new challenge? Are you reacting emotionally? Or is your gut telling you that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? To tap into your intuition effectively, you need to calm the emotional storm first. Let your initial reaction simmer down. Once you're in a calmer state of mind, your intuition will speak clearly, like a quiet whisper. And then, you'll be able to weigh the pros and cons with a clear head and follow your gut in the most strategic way possible. Here's a helpful tip. If you're feeling overwhelmed by emotions, ask yourself one simple question. What do I need to do right now? Not out of fear or excitement, but because it's the right decision for my future success. This is where your intuition shines brightest, when it's backed up by a clear, cool-headed analysis. Learn to spot the patterns others miss. Intuition works like a data-crunching supercomputer. But instead of looking at raw numbers, you're noticing patterns in people's behavior, in market trends, or in the dynamics of your workplace. These aren't always obvious, but your intuition has a knack for finding connections that others miss. For example, say you've been keeping an eye on the competition. Everyone's talking about one competitor being the top dog in your industry, but your gut tells you there's something fishy about their recent successes. Maybe they've been overselling their capabilities, or maybe there's a scandal brewing under the surface that no one's talking about. While everyone else is too busy looking at the surface, your intuition is pulling back the curtain. And guess what? The minute you spot that opportunity or risk, you're in a position to act before anyone else does. This is why honing your intuition is so important. The more you understand human behavior, and the more you expose yourself to different situations, the better you'll get at spotting the patterns that everyone else is missing. And when you can anticipate things before they happen, you'll be the one leading the charge. Learn to silence the doubts that undermine your intuition. One of the biggest obstacles to trusting your intuition? Doubt. It creeps in, whispers in your ear, and makes you question your every move. What if I'm wrong? What if they don't agree with me? What if I fail? Here's the trick. Silence the doubt with confidence. Know that your intuition is based on years of experience, observation, and subconscious processing. You're not just pulling stuff out of thin air. The more you rely on it, the more accurate it becomes. So, when that inner voice speaks up, trust it and act on it. Over time, your confidence in your intuition will become unshakable, and those doubts will be nothing but background noise. In this game of corporate chess, your intuition is the queen on the board. Use it well, and it will guide you to victory. You've got an inner genius, ready to outsmart everyone else in the room, and it's time to start listening. Trust it, practice it, and soon enough, you'll be the one people turn to when they need answers. Use silence like a weapon. First off, let's talk about one of your most underutilized weapons in the corporate battlefield, silence. Now, you might be thinking, but I've got tons to say. I need to show people I know my stuff. And while that's great, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is zip it. Seriously. Here's the thing. People talk. A lot. They love to hear themselves speak, especially in high-stakes meetings. But guess what happens when you don't participate in the verbal ping-pong match? You get the rare opportunity to listen, observe, and strategically time your input. The trick here is to let everyone else make their moves, while you hold back and take it all in. People will start to notice that you have this uncanny ability to stay calm and collected while everyone else is scrambling to fill the air with their voices. When you finally speak up, your words will carry so much more weight because you've allowed others to reveal their cards first. Suddenly, your insights will seem not only brilliant, but almost prophetic. They'll be wondering how you knew what was coming, and you'll just smile knowingly. Genius move, right? Master the art of reading between the lines. You've probably heard the phrase, "It's not what they say, it's what they don't say." In the corporate world, this couldn't be truer. When everyone's pitching their ideas or debating a plan, there's a lot going on under the surface. Your intuition has this magical ability to catch those subtle signals that everyone else misses, whether it's a hint of hesitation in someone's voice or the nervous tick in their eye that betrays their uncertainty. While everyone's focused on the obvious, your gut is picking up on these quiet clues. Think of it like a hidden layer of data. It's not just about what's being said. It's about what's being left out. When you start honing in on these gaps, you can gain a much deeper understanding of what's really going on. And once you've got that information, you can act with precision, whether it's making a calculated move in a negotiation or knowing exactly when to step up and take charge. So, next time someone in the office is making their pitch, pay attention to their body language, tone, and the pauses in their speech. What are they not saying? Your intuition is the detective that uncovers all the secrets everyone else is blind to. Use timing to your advantage. You ever notice how some people always seem to be in the right place at the right time? They casually waltz into meetings and boom, suddenly, they've got the perfect solution to the problem at hand. You might think they're just lucky, but here's the thing. They're not. They're playing the game with perfect timing. Timing isn't just about acting in the right moment. It's about waiting for the right moment. Using your intuition to sense when the tide is turning, or when the conversation is about to shift, gives you the ability to make your move without looking desperate or out of place. Sometimes the most powerful action is no action at all, just waiting for the perfect opening. And here's where your intuition really shines. It will guide you to those precise moments. When you should step in with a brilliant idea, when you should sit back and let the drama unfold, or when you should pull back completely and let others make a fool of themselves. Mastering this balance will keep you ahead of the game without ever breaking a sweat. Learn to work with the power of subtle influence. Okay, now let's talk about influence. Most people think that influence means giving speeches or rallying the troops with a motivational mantra. But real influence? That's all about the subtle behind-the-scenes moves. Your intuition is like a radar, constantly picking up on people's desires, insecurities, and motivations. You can use that information to subtly nudge things in your direction. Maybe it's simply complimenting someone at the right time to win their trust, or casually dropping a little hint that makes someone else want to support your project. The key here is to be indirect. You're not telling people what to do. You're guiding them gently, without them even realizing they're being guided. Whether you're dealing with a passive-aggressive coworker or a power-hungry boss, intuition allows you to spot when someone's weaknesses or desires can be leveraged for your benefit. It's about moving people in the direction you want without them even noticing. And trust me, when you've got this skill, you're like the puppet master pulling all the strings. The best part? No one sees it coming. Embrace the power of strategic withdrawal. Let's face it, some people love to be the center of attention. They want to be seen as the one with all the answers, always in the limelight. But guess what? You don't have to be that person. In fact, sometimes the smartest thing you can do is withdraw from the spotlight. Strategic withdrawal is about taking a step back when you know it's in your best interest. Instead of pushing forward when the pressure's on, take a moment to observe and reflect. Sometimes, withdrawing from a conversation or a conflict can give you the clarity you need to come back stronger. You'll be surprised how much power lies in making people wonder where you went or what you're up to. Your intuition knows when it's time to retreat and when it's time to attack. By learning to recognize these moments, you position yourself as someone who's always one step ahead. Stay cool when everyone else is losing their minds. Finally, let's talk about one of the most powerful aspects of intuition, emotional control. When everyone else is freaking out, your intuition will guide you to stay calm, cool, and collected. Why? Because your gut knows that panic gets you nowhere. By keeping your head while others are losing theirs, you instantly establish yourself as a leader, someone people want to follow in a crisis. And the best part? This will make your intuition work even harder for you, because the calmer you are, the more you'll be able to tap into your gut feelings without any interference from emotions. So, take a deep breath, keep your poker face on, and watch as your calm, intuitive decisions leave everyone else scrambling to catch up. And there you have it, genius. By using your intuition to read people, strategically influence others, and time your moves perfectly, you'll not only outsmart the room, you'll own it. And the best part? All while staying one step ahead, without breaking a sweat. Ready to step into your power? It's time to make your moves. How to use your intuition to outsmart everyone else in the room. Brought to you by Lux von Zollern, the maker of exclusive garments for successful women, available at the website lvzprestige.com. Think Lux von Zollern when you wish to amplify your executive impact in high-stakes business environments.